All right. So if you want to just start off by telling us your name and a little bit of what you're doing here today.
Right. My name is Jeffrey Tucker, and I'm the CEO of Liberty.me. So I was invited to Toronto to speak at this wonderful event, and wow, it's better than I expected it would be. It's about probably my fourth or fifth Bitcoin conference I've been to. They're always unique, because one of the things you find is that everybody's very smart. And people are sort of thinking about the future in a very progressive, optimistic way, and you always learn so much at these events. And people aren't just sitting around grousing about government, which I do all the time, but here people are looking for solutions. So it's a nice place to be.
And what does liberty mean to you?
What does liberty mean to? Liberty to me means the freedom to create surprises in the world and to experience new things. Freedom is just connected to progress in some ways. By progress, I mean ever more advancement towards the ideal of human flourishing for all people in the world. To me, that's the essence of liberty.
Is there space within the libertarian movement for lots of people and different ideologies, or how does that work?
Yeah, in fact, I'm slightly even suspicious of the term ideology. I mean, because I think most people are implicitly live as if they're anarchists. I mean, it's part of our nature, sort of buried into our hearts, this idea that we should have agency and experience human volition in a cause and effect way. And nobody likes, governments stealing their stuff, and that's what governments basically do. And so to me, libertarianism is a consciousness about what government is and what it isn't, but it's not really necessary to long for freedom. I think all people, all places, and all times long for freedom.
And what for you was the allure to Bitcoin? What got you interested in cryptocurrencies?
Well, when I first came to be an owner of Bitcoin, I sold one bow tie, I think, for 3 Bitcoins about 14 months ago. And once I became an owner and I saw the transfer of the property from peer-to-peer like that, I began to look into it, and I realized that we have missed about a century of innovation in money and payment systems, and that Bitcoin sort of catapults us way into the future. I mean, before Bitcoin, we were using the monetary equivalent of a Model T. With Bitcoin, we're driving a Maserati, essentially. It's that much better. And, the recent history of innovation shows that eventually superior technology replaces inferior technology. National monies are just an inferior technology. If they worked as well, then it's hard to make an argument against them. But the fact is that they don't work. I mean, as far as payment systems are concerned, Bitcoin is so much superior to anything else that exists. Bank transfers take forever. They're super costly. Credit card systems use third-party trust agencies. You're subject to financial fraud, all these kinds of things. So from a payment point of view, Bitcoin is like leagues ahead. But just as a money, it's better than national monies. The national monies are just constantly declining in value. They fuel a sort of Leviathan state that's forever expanding. The reason we have debt problems all over the world is basically because of fiat national monies. So Bitcoin is a system based in property rights. The blockchain neatly ties together every Bitcoin or unit of Bitcoin to an actual owner. That cannot be reproduced. So it's a very strict system in a way, but that's what you need in money. Money requires many things. It's fungibility, divisibility, but Bitcoin adds to it weightlessness and spacelessness and a radical notion of scarcity, so it becomes basically the perfect money. When I saw that, I was all in.
Is it also about, like as you said, stepping outside of the business of the government or these big banks who are monitoring transactions?
And the problem with the big banks, it's not just about monitoring, it's about controlling. I mean, it's like we have a world in which you're in the system or you're out. Those of us in the system tend to forget about those people who are out. Well, 2-3 billion people or more in the world economy today are outside the system. They're unbanked, they're unable to buy things and sell things, they're talented, they're creative, but they can't be part of the system of division of labor. Something like Bitcoin enables them now to integrate themselves into it. And it's going to, I think, in 10 years or so, we're going to see how Bitcoin has unleashed all sorts of human energy that's been sort of kept behind a wall, and that's the cruelty of the current cartelized system. It excludes people. Bitcoin is inclusionary in that way.
Now, I'll play a little bit of a devil's advocate here, and I'm curious is there ever a possibility that the allure to Bitcoin is that you are doing transactions outside of the business of the big banks and the government, but could it be to kind of invite the people who have issues with the government, and because where's it all really coming from, right?
I think a lot of the initial demand for Bitcoin might have been assisted by the desire of people to buy and sell drugs online. I'm not sure about that, but to me that's a totally legitimate thing, because the drug war is preposterous to me. And we shouldn't have a war on pot when every third person is a stoner, which is basically the world we live in. So there should be opportunities for people to buy and sell things online with Bitcoin, but I think it's gone way beyond that. I mean, if Bitcoin advanced and made progress due to illicit activity, that would hardly be unusual. The World Wide Web is itself, as sophisticated as it is, mainly due to the innovations propelled by pornography. So, history is a kind of a funny thing. We make progress in unexpected ways. So, but nonetheless, I think Bitcoin has absolutely entered the mainstream. And quite frankly, even today, if you're planning to money launder or do illicit activity, the dollar is a much better tool than Bitcoin, actually.
Do you think there'll be other cryptocurrencies to soon follow Bitcoin?
There are tens of thousands already extant, and I'm really looking forward to this world of altcoins, radical diversity in coinage. As I say, we're entering into a new world. Nobody knows anything about this world. We didn't know that money could be completely produced privately. We didn't know that we could have a competitive free enterprise system for money until 5 years ago, essentially, and really until about 14 months ago. So this is day one of a new age.
Well, things are vastly changing quickly, and it is exciting times. Where can people go to learn more from you?
Well, my enterprise opens to the public in 10 days. We're beta testing right now. I was just in there this morning. It's a digital city with content distribution, multi-site blogging opportunities for all members, beautiful forums, and a social network. And just this morning we installed live chat. So it really is a fully integrated city, more sophisticated than anything else that exists. I'm very proud to be running this company. I'm very excited for everybody to see it.
And what's the links? Where can people find you?
Just liberty.me. You can sign up right now and just put your email address. We'll contact you when we're all ready to go. Like I say, we're beta testing right now. Everybody's pretty fired up.
Great. Well, we wish you all the best with that, man. Thanks for talking.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
All right.
Thanks. That was wonderful.